Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm a professional trader who's been deep into institutional concepts. But today we're starting super simple. What exactly are financial markets and what kinds exist? Whether you've seen headlines about stocks, Forex, commodities, or crypto, this video will break it down in plain English. No jargon confusion, just clear examples and easy metaphors. Let's dive in. Imagine a giant virtual marketplace or an auction house. A financial market is like that. A place, often digital, where buyers and sellers trade assets, things of value, such as shares in a company, currencies, raw materials, or digital coins. In real life, think of a farmer's market. Sellers bring produce, buyers come with money, and prices adjust based on supply and demand. Financial markets work similarly, but with money and assets instead of apples and carrots. Pause the video. Think of something you bought recently. Coffee, clothes. How did you decide the price was fair? That's you acting as buyer, assessing value. Same mindset for markets, but with more data and tools. Broadly, there are four big categories we'll touch on today: stock equity markets, currency Forex markets, commodity markets, and cryptocurrency markets. We'll compare them by liquidity, trading hours, and typical participants. Let's go one by one. Stock markets are where shares of publicly listed companies trade. When you buy a share, you own a small piece of that company. Generally high liquidity for big companies like Apple, Microsoft, because many participants trade daily. Smaller companies, small cap, may have lower liquidity, fewer buyers-sellers, wider bid-ask spreads. Usually fixed exchange hours, e.g. NYSE to 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. Outside these hours, there's extended/pre-market, but with lower volume. If you're elsewhere in the world, you see the window when markets open/close, important for live trading. Participants are retail traders/investors, individuals buying via broker platforms, institutional investors, mutual funds, pension funds, hedge funds, companies themselves, IPOs, buybacks, market makers who provide liquidity. Think of a popular sneaker drop. At release time, there's a rush as buyers and resellers interact. After release, activity may die down. Stock market opens similarly. There's excitement at open, quieter midday lulls, and potential shifts near close. Forex is trading currencies, e.g. dollars. You're speculating on one currency's value versus another. Extremely high liquidity. Forex is the largest market by volume. Major pairs, dollars JPY, see trillions daily. Very tight spreads for majors. Exotic pairs are less liquid, wider spreads. Trading hours, 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. Markets pass the baton around global time zones: Asia, Europe, North America. Their busiest sessions, London, New York overlap, and quieter times, mid-Asia session. Commodities are raw materials: oil, gold, agricultural products, etc. Trading can be via futures contracts, agreements to buy, sell later, or spot in some cases. The liquidity of different products varies. Major commodities, like crude oil and gold, have deep markets, while niche agricultural futures do not. Things like the time of year can affect some products. For example, when they are harvested. Many trade on futures exchanges with set hours, but global electronic platforms extend availability. Example, CME's Globex allows near 24-hour trading for many futures. Participants are producers, farmers, oil companies, hedging price risk, consumers, distributors, securing supply, speculators, hedge funds, traders, ETFs for commodity exposure. Imagine a farmer locking in a price before harvest to avoid a big drop later. That's hedging in commodities. Traders, on the other side, take the risk hoping to profit if prices move. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum trade on digital exchanges. It's newer, more volatile, and decentralized. Top coins, BTC, ETH, have high liquidity, but still often more volatile and larger swings than traditional markets. Many altcoins have low liquidity, big spreads. 24/7, worldwide, unlike traditional markets, crypto never sleeps. But activity tends to follow time zones. Weekends can be quieter or surprisingly volatile. Participants are retail enthusiasts. Institutional players are increasing. Funds, corporations. Miners, validators, indirectly affect supply. DeFi participants, liquidity pools, staking. Cautionary note. Crypto can move fast. Watch out for low liquidity coins where you might get stuck. Risk management is critical. Liquidity in Forex is the highest, followed by major stocks. Commodities have variable liquidity depending on the product, and crypto can offer decent liquidity for top coins, but is more variable overall. Trading hours also differ. Crypto markets run around the clock every day. Forex is open 24 hours a day on weekdays. Commodities and futures markets are nearly continuous but depend on exchange schedules. And stocks trade only during fixed exchange hours. All these markets include both retail traders and institutions. Forex trading is dominated by large banks. Stock trading in large cap companies is mostly driven by institutions, and crypto is still led by retail investors, though institutional participation is growing. Volatility tends to be highest in crypto, followed by some commodities, then Forex majors, which are usually less volatile, and stocks, where volatility varies by the specific company or event. Imagine a farmer locking in a price before harvest to avoid a big drop later. That's hedging in commodities. Traders on the other side take the risk hoping to profit if prices move. So in terms of access and complexity, many brokers and apps make stock and Forex trading easy. Commodities often require trading futures, which means understanding margin and contract details. Crypto trading is accessible through exchanges, but also requires attention to security and safe custody of assets. Learning trading is like learning a sport. Practice fundamentals, build habits, review mistakes, and gradually add advanced tactics. There are no guarantees. Manage your risk, keep expectations realistic, and enjoy the process. I'm here to guide you step by step. All right, that wraps our first deep dive. What are financial markets and their main types? Drop any questions below, share your experiences with different markets, and let me know what you want us to explore next. If you're excited for chart basics and institutional concepts later, give this video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.